Hello and welcome back to Passive Aggression, Season 7, Volume 7, whatever you want to call it. I'm your host, Dominic, in my living room. And here's my cat, Sozo Boy, executive producer of the show. Sozo Boy, do you have anything to say? Nothing. Absolutely useless. Today I'm not in my car, and first and foremost, I would just like to apologize. I would like to apologize for this whole season of the podcast. Look, my intentions were pure. I promised that I don't know if I promised. I suggested that I would come back with a video version of the podcast. And so that you can hear my voice and also see my face if you cared. And I enjoy doing it, but I realized I haven't been so consistent in doing it, and I do apologize. I took a week break between episode 5 and 6, and I'm taking a week. I took a week break between episode 6 and this one, and I'm sorry. That's unacceptable. We already lost all of our viewers as it is from not only a year-long hiatus. But then we left off with that controversial last episode talking about religion and my thoughts on it, which haven't changed at all one bit. Actually, I would like to talk about that real quick. Before I get to what I really wanted to talk about, which also weirdly enough kind of falls in line with religion. Look, we're staying on the topic just a little bit. I'm sorry. I was talking to my dad. Now, my dad, something had come up, something's happening, in his life, which is great. And he told me that he's taking it as like a miracle. He was like, he said that he prayed to God that he wanted X, Y, and Z, and now he's getting X, Y, and Z. And when we were talking, he was like, is it okay that I, say this stuff? Which I appreciate. Yes, it's fine. You can say whatever you want. You can anything. It's okay. However, he did acknowledge, that he knew what I was thinking. That I was like, well, you got X, Y, and Z because you worked for X, Y, and Z. You did. And they're really, at the end of the day, they're on paper, there isn't really much else to it. You worked hard and you got what you got. There's also coincidence, circumstance, serendipity. Is that the word? There can be a lot of factors, but he's taking it as a miracle, and to each their own. To each their own, that's fine. That's great. Now, something that was interesting was that he said that he feels the same way that I do. That it's like, I worked for this stuff. I'm everything that I have, everything that's mine, everything that I've worked for, everything that I've accomplished, that's me waking up in the morning and doing it. Now, he told me that the only difference between him and I is that he wants to believe that it's something else, that there's a higher power. Also, this little stick mic, I mean, what are you talking about? This is so silly. I don't even know if the audio is going to turn out great on this. I haven't tested it out. And if it doesn't work, then that's a sign that this episode should be scrapped anyways. But if it works, hey, that's cool. So I got this stick mic because in my weird mind, I thought that I was going to be doing like man on the streets. And I'm like, but no, I'm not. Like, going out and asking people questions. Hey, what do you think about? Hello? And pointing the mic in their face. That's not what I do. Why would I ever? So I just thought in the offset that I am going to do something like that. This was on sale on Amazon, and It was like 5% off. I was like, I don't know. Sure, let me get it. It was way more expensive than it needed to be. I got it. And this is the first time that I'm using it in about a year and a half. So there's that. Back to what I was talking about with my dad. He wants to believe all this stuff, and that's great. Now, I'm just scared. I'm scared of dying. Listener, and this takes me to, this is interesting because, Sozo Boy found a fly. Executive producer Sozo Boy, it seems that he has found a fly, and assistant producer, associate producer of the show, Lonnie Girl, has joined in. If you're watching this, again, Dominic Ness on YouTube, you can see, this is incredible stuff. Look at him go. He's just, did he get it? He's going crazy. Anyways, sorry. So if you hear any rustling in the background, it's my cats fighting a fly. Now, I am definitely scared to die. And I would love to, and which is why I think I do it for the bit. I'm like, you know what? On the off chance that there is something else out there, I wear this cross. I'm not going to outright say God doesn't exist. I don't know. Now, Ricky Gervais, incredible comedian, one of my favorites, he said something interesting on Stephen Colbert's show, talking about religion, because he's an atheist. Now, he said that for one of the points was that there are thousands of gods or whatever, The difference between he and Stephen Colbert, who believes in God, is that he doesn't believe in one more God than Stephen does. Stephen believes in one God, and there are thousands out there to pick, hundreds, whatever. And Ricky Gervais just doesn't believe in that one as well, which is a very interesting way to look at it. He also said that if you take a science textbook or a math book, rip it all up, throw it away, and you do that with all the math and science textbooks, in 1,000 years' time, it'll come back. And it'll come back exactly how it was before, implying that it's fact, like these are just facts of the world. And he said that if you did that to the Bible, ripped it up, and got rid of all of them, and then in 1,000 years' time, or maybe he said 100, I'm not sure, but in X amount of time, it'll come back entirely different. It won't be the same, which is a very interesting point as well. Now, back to like my dad just wanting to believe that there's something else, which is what kind of fuels him into this life of his. That I understand that. And I would say I'm the type of person, like I'm not going to outright say something is 100% not true, because unless I 100% know that it's 100% not true, right? I don't know anything about God. I don't know if he was I need to see to believe, but I don't want to just say no, right? So, for example, ghosts. The Ouija board. I am not entirely sure that works. I'm a big skeptic on the Ouija board. However, I believe in it enough to never try it, right? I don't think that they're actually I don't believe that you can walk into Walmart, buy a Ouija board, and communicate with another realm for $25. I don't believe that you can do that. However, I will never try it. There's that, right? Just on the off chance. And that's my view on religion. On the off chance that I'm not, that there is something else, I don't want to 100% be like, oh, that's not true, right? Anyways, enough of that. That was just something interesting that had come up, and I was like, oh, I just kind of talked about this on the podcast. Might as well bring it up again. Part 2. Now, in going in line with religion is something what I actually wanted to talk about today, which was Rosalia. I went to the Rosalia LUX tour in Houston, and listener, I am not a concert goer, and first off, the tour. LUX, the album, has a lot of religious undertones to it. It's, that's kind of the theme of the whole thing. There's a lot of, imagery, religious imagery, and stuff like that. And what she talks about as well, So that's one thing that's cool, and it's just beautiful. Now when the album came out in November, I believe November of 2025. It was the only thing that I could listen to. I'm the type of person that when I like a song, I will listen to that song on repeat for the rest of the day. I will do that. It takes me an hour to drive to Austin. Whenever I drive to Austin, and when I'm driving to Austin, if I also find a new song that I actually really like, I will spend 1 hour listening to that song on repeat. What is that? I don't know. You tell me. Now, when this album came out, LUX, for the purpose of this pod, it's going to be LUX. Sorry, I should have done my research, but it's going to be LUX because it's just easier to say and it sounds nicer. Sorry, I sneezed. I had to cut that out. The LUX album came out in November of 2025, and it was the only thing that I could listen to on repeat for about 3 months. It was the absolute greatest. It is my favorite album of all time. Now, I'm not a album listener. I usually would listen to like the singles, and then whenever an album comes out, I'll skim through them. But now I'm appreciating the art of the album more, listening to things top to bottom and trying to understand the story, whatever. So I've been doing that more with albums, listening to the whole thing. And so LUX is just the most beautiful album that I've ever heard. It's the most beautiful sonically piece of work that I've ever heard. And the messaging is very beautiful as well. The lyrics, the way that my favorite part about it is that I don't understand more than half of the things that she's saying. Now it's in Spanish. I get that. I understand that. It's in English as well. I understand that. She also sings in 11 different languages, including English and, not including English and Spanish. So 13 languages total are in this album. Italian, Chinese, Catalan, which is, I guess, her mother's native language. Insanity. Arabic. It's beautiful. Just the whole album, just listening to it, and then it makes me appreciate music more because I don't have to understand necessarily the words, but I understand what she's trying to say. And I think that's so cool. You can tell what people are saying within the context of, I guess, what's happening. But so it'll just be either the beat, the tone shift, the way that she's saying something, maybe the song that came before it, or sometimes the sentence that comes before it. She switches up mid-sentence to different languages. And it just keeps you on your toes, and it's so good. You guys, stream LUX. Not a sponsor, but should be, because I I listened to it nonstop for 3 months. Now, I've never loved an album so much that I then went to the tour for that album. I've only been to a handful of concerts, and they are nothing. They were absolutely nothing compared to what I witnessed. And that, again, is not necessarily saying much because, like I said, I've only been to, I think, 3 concerts. But you guys, this album, okay, what I love, and I guess this happens a lot in concerts, but not in the concerts that I've been to. Okay, there is the studio version, and then there's the live version. Now somehow when I'm just like, this album could not get better. Somehow she also released the deluxe version of it, LUX Complete Works, and I actually like that one a little more because it's some more songs, and one of the songs is like changed a little bit differently. I enjoy it, so I enjoy that. But the live version of the album, incredible. It's incredible. She lengthened the songs even more. The instrumental, because it included a live orchestra. There was ballet dancing. So the orchestra it just elevated all the songs, and I was just like, oh my word, it brought tears to my eyes. Listener, I didn't actually cry, but I teared up. I swelled up. I was just, especially the first song that comes in. Oh my goodness. The first song of the album, Sexo, Violencia y Llantas. Yeah, Sexo, Violencia y Llantas. And this is a family show, but translate it. And it, like, there's like what is it? The bass, when the bass comes in the song, in the radio, the regular version that you'll hear whenever you look it up. It's good, right? But she cranked it up to 150,000 live, because it's like oh God. I'll never experience anything. I don't think I'll ever experience an album better. I don't think I'll ever experience a concert better. And quite frankly, I don't think Rosalia is going to get any better. And I hope she does, but I don't see how. This is her 4th album. And for your magnum opus thus far to be your 4th album, uh-oh. So I wouldn't be surprised if she takes a 10-year break, because she's like, how do I follow up? How do I follow up on LUX? Or maybe she already knows exactly how. I don't know, but I love that album so much. There's so many amazing songs. My favorite song from that album is La Yugular. And then there's Bergain. I love that one too. What else do I love? I love La Perla as well. I also love Reliquia. I love Divinize. I love all the songs. Like, it's not a skip album. Now, like I said, I just recently started listening to albums top to bottom, and there's some albums that I'm like, ooh, I love a lot of the songs here, but I will skip a handful of songs. You guys, I don't have to skip. I think if I will only skip a song if I really want to get to another song, because there are songs that I like more than others. But if I just press play, which I did for the first 3 months that I heard it, if I just press play and let it play, I'm not upset at all. I will listen to each and every song on the album, and I will love each and every song on the album. Oh my goodness, I can't talk about it enough, but I will. I will stop now. I'm done talking about it. But it was just so good, and the concert was amazing, and I had a great time in the concert. Shout out Rosalia and her whole tour team. Rosalia, and we know you're listening, right? Great show. I appreciated it. Jordan appreciated it. She came as well. Uh, it was an amazing night, and I don't think I'll ever experience anything else that's better. And if you're not on the Lux train, if you haven't streamed Lux, go and do it, and then you don't even have to thank me, because that is just my good deed to you. I'm just I'm spreading the. So now I understand the missionaries, spreading the word of God. They must love God just as much as I love this album, and I'm just telling everybody, stream Lux. You won't be disappointed. I am a Lux missionary. Hello, nice to meet you. Go and stream the album. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. Even if you don't understand any of the words, you won't regret it. And that says a lot. Now, I wanted to talk about one more thing. As I mentioned, I'm scared to die, but I've been thinking a lot about how I want to go out, and it does scare me to think about dying, but I think that I would love to. First of all, I want to be burned up in ashes. All right, but I don't want to be buried. I'm scared of that. Yeah, I don't want to be buried, and I'm taking up space. Right? I mean, also that just kind of stresses me out. I often think, aren't we gonna run out of land? What do you mean? We have all these bodies underground. Aren't we gonna run out of space? And then what happens? I don't know. How do we still have land to bury people? You know what I mean? My brain can't compute that. Now, I'm not even gonna have to worry about that. Just burn me up, put me in a little urn, a nice, beautiful piece on the, like, put me on a mantle somewhere. It'd be great. A really beautiful piece of art. You can plant me, right? Put me in some soil or whatever. There's a thing, I think, where you can turn someone into a tree, I believe. Do that. Yeah, I'll be a tree. You can make me a tree. That works. Sorry, listener, I just sneezed again. I don't know why I'm having to sneeze a lot today. I'm concerned. I think, seasonal allergies, maybe? Uh-oh. Anyways, I just wanted to say that there's going to be a song that plays at my funeral, and I'm putting it here now. I'll put it again in my will, or I think that's how you do it. I'll just let someone know, hey, I want this to happen. But I'm letting you guys all know here now, I've already thought about my going out song. It's going to be Madonna's Like a Prayer. And now, listener, hold on. It's not going to be the regular version. No, you silly person. It's going to be the Deadpool and Wolverine epic version of that song. When you watch the movie, towards the end, Wolverine and Deadpool are like, they're, about to die or whatever. They don't actually, spoiler alert, but they're like about to blow this machine up or whatever. And Logan's like, Wolverine, he's like, for the first time in my life, I'm proud to be an X-Men. I am the X-Men, Now that is just, first of all, that's so profound, that's so beautiful, and I'll explain why, listener. But that song that plays during that sequence, when you call my name, is like a little prayer. But it's like the then there's the build up, the choir build up. I'm gonna take you there, and there's like clapping. Cha 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 cha. in the midnight hour. I can feel your power, and just like take you, take you, take you, and it gets all crazy. Yeah, that's what I want to play at my funeral. We're gonna do that. We're gonna have. Can I? Hold on. I'm gonna try to see if I can play it on my phone. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's gonna be playing in the background, and I'm gonna kind of explain what I want to happen. Okay, so everyone's sitting down, right? Okay, so the song's swelling up. Everyone must stand. So you're sitting down, and then you see down the aisle. Right, we're in a church. You see down the aisle. There's these people in white suits walking down, clapping. Feels like, and it feels like, and then you see like smoke coming towards the front of the pews or whatever. Smoke's coming. It's filling up the whole church. And again, the choir's still going. They're freaking out. Then silence, right? What's going on? You see a wheelchair coming, because at this time, Madonna's going to be super old by the time I die. She'll still be alive, though, somehow. They're going to figure that out. She's going to be rolling in. You just kind of see a wheelchair. What? Is that Madonna? Someone... And then... Oh, the choir... Everyone must stand. And then she joins. Madonna joins. It's lip sync. She's not actually singing live, of course. She's super old at this point. Come on. It feels like home. Right? Follow me. Now, I wonder if you can hear it. I hear your voice. It's like an angel. Right? And you got the right now you're seeing beautiful flowers, these white roses kind of falling down from the sky. And you're like, whoa, it's cut from the upper pews. Is that what they're called? And now it's raining white flowers, and you see the choir all singing along with Madonna, who's lip syncing, but she's barely moving. I mean, she's done, right? Everyone's clapping, and then you see you're sitting next to people in the audience that are also, they jump in as well. They're included. We hid choir members in the audience, and now they're starting to clap, and you're like, oh my God. Now, that song, go listen to it. Now, I do want to touch on something real quick with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine saying, for the first time in his life, he is proud to wear, the suit. He's like, I'm an X-Man. I'm the X-Man, right? Now, that isn't just Wolverine saying that in the movie. That's Hugh Jackman saying that to the fans. Okay? And we're coming up on the eve of Avengers Doomsday, and listener, you don't get the significance of Avengers Doomsday. You don't get it. Now, you might think, oh, this is just the culmination of the MCU. No, you silly person. This is the culmination of my whole life. When I was born, the first X-Men movie was being made, and it came out in 2000, I believe. So I was raised watching those movies. I was raised watching other movies like Ghost Rider, Blade, and then, of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it, with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, all the goodies there. This Avengers Doomsday, everything is in play. Now, of course, these are not the same. I guess canonically the same. It's not the same universe that we knew from the original like Fox movies. However, it's the same actors, and it's incredible. It's a culmination of 27 years of geekdom. My whole life has been building to this moment. I've been doing homework for this movie my whole life. And I'm so excited. Yeah. Avengers Doomsday can't come soon enough. And so for Wolverine, for Hugh Jackman, and you really got to give him a shout out. He held that whole franchise on his back. The franchise is not the best It's not the best. The X-Men movies, they're all over the place, right? But, you know, when they first came out, they thought that, like, the black leather was the cool thing to do because that's what Blade did, right? So they didn't have their comic accurate outfits. And now, right now, comic accurate suits are kind of all the rave in all these movies. And it's great because people are like, oh my God, this is exactly what the comics were like. It's amazing. And so Hugh Jackman, in that moment in the movie, is saying, like, I'm proud to wear the yellow and blue Wolverine outfit because everyone thought it was tacky. I thought it was tacky when we were first coming up with these movies. And so we decided to not go with it. And now we're doing it, and it just feels right, and it looks amazing, and I'm so happy. And I could go on forever about this, but I won't. But listener, there it is. That's the episode. We're kind of all over the place today, and I do apologize. But go stream Lux. Go prepare yourself for Avengers Doomsday. You got to watch all the Marvel movies. Watch all of them. Everything that's Marvel, check it out, because if it's not in Doomsday, it'll show up in Secret Wars, and I tell you that, which is the next movie. Everyone is in play. All of your favorite old vintage superheroes, the movies that in the early 2000s, everyone is in play. Everyone's coming back. Mark my words. It's going to be an amazing event, but also stream Lux, okay? And what song do you want to go out in, you know? Again, mine is Like a Prayer. And you know what? The song that I want, that I don't always think it, but that I like to think is on when I walk in a room is Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics. Yeah. You know? Sweet dreams are made of the... Yep. That goes on. It's like the instrumental version, I think, that plays when I walk in a room, you know? So I'm just like, probably have some shades on, you know? That's the song that I think plays. And then the song that you know, will be my go-out song is going to be Like a Prayer by Madonna, the Deadpool and Wolverine epic version. So, what's yours? Stream Lux. Get ready for Doomsday. And we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, I don't have another break in between the weeks, and I do apologize for that. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe it. Wherever you see this, if it's on YouTube, go ahead and do that. And if you're on Apple or Spotify, leave a rate and review of 4 stars or more. Anything less than that, don't worry about it. I appreciate it. Okay, bye.